Hello and welcome back to Lessons in Attachment. I'm Carly Ann. I am the founder of the Attachment Recovery Gym, and I'm just super passionate about helping you to move towards becoming secure. If you are brand new here, hello, and if you are returning, then welcome back. If you're watching on YouTube, join me with a coffee. It's my first coffee of the day. It is very well needed. And yeah, you know what? Even if you're just listening, grab yourself a coffee. I mean, some of you listen to this on a run, on a walk. So who knows? You do you. Today, we are going to talk about something that I guess I feel like it can be a bit confusing, or it can be made to sound very simple when it comes to your healing. This is about, what does it actually mean to self-soothe? So I want to be really clear. If you're listening to this episode, I'm going to be talking you through what we mean when we say, oh, you need to be able to self-soothe to heal your anxious attachment. You need to be able to self-soothe when you're triggered. You need to be able to self-soothe when you're waiting for that text back. So I'm not giving you the how, I'm giving you the what. Because I think if we just start with that basic, maybe that's really going to help you. Maybe that is going to help you with your how. And maybe really, I'm talking to those people who are going to come at me and say, like, please don't ever comment this on any of my content. Yeah, that sounds great, but how? And actually, I shouldn't say that, because to be fair, you guys that are here listening and are with me, I actually know that you love to be here, and we have this, a couple of times a week, we kind of have this connection. So I shouldn't really say that, because it's not you leaving those messages. So forgive me for having that moment. All right. So if you have an anxious attachment style, which I know many of you do, even if you lean towards any of the other styles as well, you will know that uncertainty can feel physically unbearable. So when you're unsure about something, if someone likes you, if they're mad at you, what we're doing later this week, you will know that that can feel really uncomfortable for you. It's in these moments that you search for relief. Yeah, you might check your phone over and over, replay conversations in your head, consider sending a message to make sure everything is okay, or you are sending that message. You may really start to feel overwhelmed and flooded by your emotion, feel unsafe. You want to reach for something outside of you to calm you down. You will feel like the only way I can feel better is if X, Y, and Z happens. And the other thing you will do is think non-stop about the person that you like. Okay, but here is where things can get quite tricky. When your only way of soothing yourself is through someone else, their validation, them liking you, their reassurance, their attention, their words, you are going to end up stuck in a cycle. Yeah, where you feel completely out of control unless someone else is behaving in a certain kind of way. You're only okay. Your happiness depends on someone else. So when they don't show up in the way that you want, when they are pulling back, or they are ghosting, or they are mad or stressed, or, maybe they're absolutely fine, but today they want to be with their friends. The list can go on and on. When that happens, your happiness, your well-being, your mental health suffers. Yeah. Only okay if they act in the way that you want them to. And when they don't, panic, intense panic really sets in. So this is where someone such as myself will typically say we need to learn to self-soothe, because your life depending on someone else basically means that you're always at risk of being anxious, sad, feeling unworthy, that kind of thing. So let's think about what is self-soothing. Self-soothing is your ability to comfort yourself. It is your ability to regulate your own emotions and to bring yourself back to a place of feeling calm, soothed, okay, regulated, or at least enough with yourself that you're aware of your surroundings. You're aware that you're triggered. You're aware that things aren't okay, but you are in the current moment without needing someone else to do that for you. You don't need someone else to make you feel good enough. You don't need someone else to make you feel like you can get through this moment. Self-soothing will allow you to sit with the discomfort when you're spiraling, or hopefully without spiraling. It's what helps you to slow down your thoughts, to soothe that emotion a bit before it takes over even more. It is about helping you to either come back from being really triggered or prevent it getting even worse and worse. It gives you back kind of a sense of self, coming home to yourself. It's in that moment we might still be triggered, but we are kind of the observer more than just being in it, being lost, like acting out. So it's going to allow you to calm yourself down or to look after yourself when you're not feeling calm. The difference might look like, if you're absolutely spiraling and you're not self-soothing, you'll be like, if they don't respond to me right now, I'm not going to be able to get on with my day. And instead of that, self-soothing allows someone to say, I notice that I'm feeling anxious right now, but I can take care of myself in this moment. I'm going to get through this. I hope it's really clear, guys, that this is not about never feeling triggered. I like to think that this is one of the key messages that comes across inside the attachment recovery gym and inside becoming secure. Yeah, my membership and my 10-week course. I hope the message comes across that this isn't about never being triggered. This is about knowing how to hold ourselves when we are. This is about supporting ourselves when we are. Sometimes what I feel like is that examples can make things clearer. I mean, firstly, they can make things clearer, but also I know for sure that hearing other people's experiences, hearing when other people have succeeded or done well in an area that we want to do well, that can kind of give us the motivation to believe in ourselves and to keep going. So, and also it's nice just to know that you're not on your own. So I had a client who was dating someone. I think they'd been dating for like a few months and things were feeling good until there was a time where the person she was dating, sort of like getting into relationship with by that point, to be honest, was starting to take longer to reply. And every time she was doing the like looking for the last scene on WhatsApp with if there was no message for him, she was always looking for the last scene. And her stomach would literally drop. She would spiral if she'd seen that he'd been online and not messaged her back in that time. It would get to the point where she was checking her phone like every few minutes, trying to figure out what did I do wrong? Are they mad? What are they doing? Why are they not messaging back? Don't they care? And through our work together, what she was able to do in those moments is to self-soothe. Those things that she was doing before was not helping. It was actually keeping the anxiety going. It was keeping her engaged in that idea that maybe he's losing interest, you know, maybe he's ignoring me. It was keeping that alive, really just maintaining the anxiety. It might have felt like it was helping in the moment, but it really wasn't. And it was also feeling like she needed something outside of her in order to feel okay. Instead, she learned to self-soothe. She didn't want to start questioning him in those moments. She didn't want to lose herself. She wanted to be able to focus on work. She wanted to be able to focus on whatever mundane tasks she was even doing. And so that's what we did together, is to help her learn to self-soothe. Remember, this isn't about the how. This is just saying when we might self-soothe and what kind of situations and what it is. Anxious attachers struggle with self-soothing. Okay, I think that's really key to understand. It's not just you. If you're anxiously attached, I've got no doubt you spent years relying on external reassurance to feel okay. And that's not your fault. That's not your fault at all. That will be to do with inconsistencies and experiences that you had growing up. You learn to scan for danger, to cling to signs that someone cared, to need certainty in order to feel okay. But self-soothing gives you another option when life is uncertain, when things aren't going the way that you want. It gives you a way to create that safety from within. And that's what we need with healthy relationships. We absolutely need to co-regulate. But with anxious attachers, we need that balance. Yes, we want to co-regulate, but we absolutely, there are times in our lives where we have to self-soothe as well. We can't only rely externally. There's times at 3 a.m. in the morning when we have to self-soothe if no one else is available. There are times when other people are not available to soothe us, to give us what we want, what we need. And so we have to become that person. We have to parent ourselves in that way. And when you do that, you will stop feeling so powerless. You will stop needing someone to regulate you. You'll learn that you can be your safe space. And if you are a member of the Attachment Recovery Gym, I absolutely encourage you to go to the hub and to search safe space so that you can create your safe space. It will make sense when you see it. Yeah, you want to become your own safe space. And we have the perfect exercise to help you to do that in the moment, to be able to self-soothe. That changes everything. Self-soothing is not the easiest thing, okay? Especially if you've spent years relying on someone outside of you. But every time you practice, you're going to strengthen that kind of internal foundation to support yourself. That's why I call it the attachment recovery gym, because it takes practice, it takes us working that muscle. So that's what self-soothing is. I hope just that simplicity can help to give you some ideas. And when you are then seeing the list and seeing all the ideas on, social media about how to self-soothe, hopefully that's going to make them make a bit more sense as well. Okay. I hope that you found that useful. Please do all of the things. I really want this podcast to grow, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I do know that those of you that listen absolutely adore the podcast. And so the subscribing, the commenting, all of that kind of thing really does go a long way. And I think on Spotify now, you can leave like comments and things. I need to really look into all of that. I think I've said that on a couple of episodes now. But yeah, just have a look wherever you're listening and see if you can make contact with me. If not, come over to Instagram, carly.ann_. And yeah, I'm always discussing these topics and having you ask me questions on Instagram. And I just love to hear from you guys. And I will be back here again very soon.